Grace and peace. Welcome to Truth Seekers. I just want to share a devotional from Psalm 62, and I'm just going to read a few verses to you. And I pray that this devotion will help you and minister to your soul. Psalm 62, verse 1 and 2 says, "Truly, my soul silently waits for God. From him comes my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved." Then verse 5 through 8 says this, "My soul wait silently for God alone, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. In God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us." As I was meditating on these verses, the question that I ask myself is, how do I wait on God? How do I wait on him? And I want to ask that same question to you. How do you wait on God? How do you wait? Many of us are waiting for God to do something in our lives. We may be waiting on God to heal us or to heal our loved ones. We may be waiting on God to deliver us from some hardship or some suffering. We may be waiting on God to open doors for us, for opportunities. Many of us want to get married and we are waiting for God to send us a spouse or to reveal that spouse to us. We're waiting on God for some breakthrough. We are all waiting for a move of God. But the question I would like to propose to you is, how are you waiting? How are you waiting? Now, there are some negative ways that we can wait on God. And there are some positive ways, some biblical ways that we can wait on God. You can wait anxiously for God. You can wait on God while fretting all the time. You can wait on God in frustration and while being bothered. You could be waiting on God while complaining and murmuring all the time. Here's a question. Are you feeling restless while you wait? Are you worrying while waiting? Are you feeling hopeless while you wait? Whatever you are waiting for, I want you to think about how you are waiting. I want you to discern your heart. I want you to search your soul. And I want you to think about, how are you waiting on God? I believe that we should wait on God the way that this psalmist said that he waited on the Lord. He said, "Truly, my soul silently waits for God," in verse 1. And in verse 2, he says, "My soul waits silently for God alone." The silent wait for God. The silent wait for God. This is a quiet trust in the Lord. This is a silent confidence in God, where your soul is at peace and not anxious, where your soul is at rest and is not frustrated, where your mouth is void of murmuring and complaining. The silent wait for God. This takes discernment of your soul. This is doing inventory work of your heart to see if you are truly silently waiting for God. The reason why the psalmist, the reason why David can wait silently without worrying, the reason why he can wait silently with no anxiety is because he says, from him comes my salvation. For my expectation is from him. We can silently wait on God only when we have the right expectations from God. The reason why we are frustrated, the reason why we are anxious, the reason why we are complaining is because we really expect the worst. Or we may expect things to stay the same. You know why worry happens? Is because we see a future without God's help. That's why we worry. We see a future, we see an imagined future without God's hand, without God's care, without God's divine assistance. But when we can say, from him comes my salvation, when we expect God to care for us, when we expect God to be merciful to us, when we expect his grace to be sufficient for us, when we expect his guidance and his direction, then we can say with David with confidence, truly, my soul silently waits for God. Amen and amen. Hey guys, in the description below, there is a link to my blog site. There is a devotional blog that is connected to this devotion. In the description, there is also a link to a prayer that is connected to this devotion. So please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, and go over to my blog site where you can be encouraged, edified, and strengthened in your faith. Please enjoy.